Season 7 of Old School Outdoors is being brought to you by Vintage Furniture.
When Dennis shows up, something gonna hit the ground. He ain't gonna mess around. He gonna shoot something.
But that's how we do it out here on the ranch. Been a killing day.
Come on, buddy. Oh, man.
Man, I can't tell for sure that sun's right in my scope.
4570 was ready.
Squeeze the trigger. That's the one I'm looking for. Went 3 feet, straight down. Ooh, 4570 rides again. Lord, look at the size of that one.
Well, as my old buddy Greg says, it's just another beautiful day in paradise.
Folks, that's old school right there.
This particular season at the Double G is different than any other season we've had. I've had the Texas Park and Wildlife team out here with me, and we've done surveys on the ranch, and we started a new program. That program consisted of harvesting 3 times as many doe as we normally harvesting and not as many bucks. So what we're trying to do is get the buck to doe ratio in better shape and get a little better age on our buck herd. And I'm hoping that this program, as we continue in the future, is going to be beneficial to getting the buck to doe ratio and actually improving the herd quality. This year I was going to bring Gracie and JD with me, and I was going to sit the stand with one and Dave with the other, and going to be their chance to get the big bucks. Well, unfortunately, due to a medical deal, they couldn't make it. Grandkids couldn't make it, my son couldn't make it, so that opened up the opportunity for others to help with the management program of shooting a big buck.
This year we have some of the same crew that's come most years, but we have an extra this time. Matt Webb is with us, Dan the banker man, and we also had Mr. Soupy.
Yeah, me and Mr. Hall go back a long ways. We, at one point in time, we was brother-in-laws, and I still look at Greg as my brother, big brother. I started coming out here with him, I think it's been 10 years ago. It's getting to where now it's more about the hunt and the fellowship, the time we spend together, than the actual killing of an animal. I mean, that's kind of part of it, but the older you get, it's not that important. But now, if I see one that really, like Greg says, trips my trigger, I will pull the trigger on it. It's going to take something really massive now because of all the deer that I've seen out here over the years. You know, I'm really looking for a real nice, white, trophy, heavy horn. And they're in here, but you just got to be patient and wait on them. Hopefully we'll see it this trip. Right now, we're just going to sit here and wait, see what happens.
Folks, this is the rut. Well, I've been waiting for it to Double G all year. Been on a very strict management program. We've shot lots of does and only spikes so far this year. Had a couple of management bucks in archery season, but other than that, nothing with any horns on it. So I'm anxious to get in the stand and just see what we got. I know there's a lot of bucks, but I'm looking for Mr. Big Boy. So the first day I went to number 3 in the back, and I'm sitting there, and we're seeing some mature bucks and some immature bucks, and not a whole lot of real trashy bucks, which from a management standpoint, I was so impressed with the fact that I'm not seeing as many management, no brow tine, or long spikes. But we've harvested 10 spikes already this year, and every year for 10 years. If y'all know me at all, you know I do not like a spike. So over the years, that program, I think, is starting to work.
Season 7 of Old School Outdoors is being brought to you by Wide Open Outfitters. Season 7 of Old School Outdoors is being brought to you by Vintage Furniture, orthopedic specialists of Louisiana, Wide Open Outfitters, Belt Fed Apparel, Heat Wave, and by Homes for Troops.
Oh, I got a couple little piggies right here, Mr. Grigg.
I thought I heard 2 cracks in a 45.
Well, I shot these fellas this morning. Yeah, I got them 1 bullet.
We changed stands from this morning. We're gonna try over here on number 17. About 6 years ago, I killed a real nice 12-point off this stand. Haven't been back to it since. I don't know why, but we're gonna give it a try this afternoon. Maybe we get one of his offspring come back in and just see if we can't take one out. Let's see, our feeder's just gone off. Got a couple little deer coming in. Sit here and watch them, see what else will come up. I'm trying to count how many doe we have out here right now for this survey. And right now there's so many of them, I'm having a hard time keeping up with them. It's starting to get late now out here on the ranch, and hadn't seen any nice bucks yet. As part of the management program, we got to take several doe out. So now looks like a good opportunity to go ahead and take a doe, get in, get it clean before it gets dark, and then try again tomorrow morning for that buck. So here we go. That her looking back?
Yeah.
Well, that's one down. There's another one right there. I think one's enough for this evening. I'll wait and take another one tomorrow. But that's how we do it out here on the ranch. We're gonna head in and see if we can get these deer cleaned and get some supper and get to bed and start over in the morning. Ah, nice healthy doe.
The rut zone, I had a doe over there with a buck behind her. I shot and I missed. I shot again, missed, never phased them. But then I had right after that another one came in, and she had with a buck following her, and she stopped there at the feeder, and I got her. I think there's a drive down there.
Yeah, it's back that way. You can go ahead and get in. We'll drive down there.
Sure. Congratulations.
Ah, you too. Been a killing day.
Damn! What happened, man? No, not much.
Out the door, we could have got a deer.
Oh, absolutely. I was in, I don't remember, it was 13 or 14, but then I counted 39 deer under the feeder. Good Lord.
Come on, buddy. Oh, man. I do. The hair didn't go out of him now.
Yeah.
That is a jumbo, but hey. I can't believe you're even thinking about, well, I might need to wait on that one. Like, my goodness.
Yeah, he's old right here, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't go nowhere with that either.
That is a impressive 8-point right there. He did pretty.
Yeah, I watched him for about an hour, and we had about 4 big 08 point, not as big as this fella, but 4 big 08s, and then, you know, about 6 or 8 spikes running around. He was tearing up brush, chasing all the other bucks around, and any doe that came around, he was chasing it around, so he was definitely asserting his dominance.
I like it.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Hall.
Another good one now.
Yeah.
Season 7 of Old School Outdoors is being brought to you by Orthopedic Specialists of Louisiana. Season 7 of Old School Outdoors is being brought to you by Belt Fed Apparel.
This year, my wife Tina was along with me and got here behind most everybody else. They had a day's hunt in by the time we got here. But the next morning we were up and ready and going strong. We saw quite a bit of activity, quite a few does, and then we had a 10-point that showed up that was a really nice deer. And we watched it for quite a while, and I tried to make my mind up whether to take it. The sun's getting brighter, we'll be able to see a little better. It's about to break the horizon where we can get plenty of light, and at that point maybe we can tell a little better exactly what this deer is. Actually, I thought he was a little bit young, so we ended up not shooting him, and I let him go ahead and leave out of the area. He hadn't been gone long, and another 10-point showed up, and that deer ended up being something I felt like I wanted to take. The second 10-point didn't stay long. I was trying to get a better look at him and make a more educated decision in respect to whether I wanted to take him or not. About the time I felt like he definitely was a taker, he got in the brush, and at that point we had trouble finding him again. And by the time I see him, he's some 200 to 250 yards off. But in this case, I'd made my mind up that I did want to take him, so I went ahead and got steadied up. Man, I can't tell for sure that sun's right in my scope. Oh, yeah, I believe I got him. Made the shot on him and connected, and he didn't go far at all. Ended up being within, I would guess, about 30 to 40 yards, maybe 50 at the furthest. I didn't think he's gonna ever give me the opportunity. That's a pretty deer. I think he's gonna be what the doctor ordered. All right, let's go see what we can find. I think it looked like he went down to stay. I don't believe he's going anywhere, but I'd like to go put my hands on him and know for sure that he's down to stay.
When Dennis shows up, something gonna hit the ground. He ain't gonna mess around. He gonna shoot something.
Guys, here he is right here. Oh yeah. That is a nice deer. Yep, I hit him a little bit back. This is the second 10-point we saw this morning. This is a little higher rack deer. I'm not quite sure he's as wide as the other deer. He's pretty close. Good, thick horn. A great deer for this area. We're proud to have this booger, and started our hunt out right. We've probably been here an hour to hour and a half this morning, and we already got a really nice 10-point on the ground. We'll see what else the day brings, but this is a great way to start the hunt.
I'm heading down to my favorite spot, the sanctuary. I hadn't been there. I hadn't hunted this all year, but this is kind of my go-to place. I just like to come here. It's like you never know what's in the sanctuary, so let's go check it out. If it looks good, we'll take something. If not, got 13 other spots I hadn't hunted this year. I'm just moving around because I hadn't been in the stand all year. You know, just been in a couple of bow blinds and that's it. And I'm just wanting to see what we got. I love seeing the sun come up and the sun sets. I want to just hunt the sanctuary because that's one of my favorite places. I'm going over to the sanctuary and get in, and the stand is, wind has blown it, messed it up, and jacking around with it for 4 or 5 minutes, making all kind of racket up on them rocks. So, well, we may not see nothing here now because we have disturbed the world. But it was a beautiful morning. Saw one really nice, might be more like a management 8-point, and saw several deer, but it was no big jumbo in there. But I really feel like the jumbo, if he was in there, that racketed stuff that I made up there on that top of the rock, scooting that stand around, he was gone. You know, they don't get big by being dumb. So still a beautiful sunrise, beautiful morning. I think we'll call it a day, go see what everybody else has got laying on the ground. There's 36 different species of food for the deer to feed on. And when you look out through here, you think, man, this is a desert. There's nothing to eat. But there's 36 different varieties of food. And I don't know what the food quality is or whether it's high in protein. I don't know that much about the lechewilla, but it's like a member of the agave plant, and it's like a little dagger bush. And you'll see them all the time going around with this stuff just sticking out of their mouth, and it's kind of like, they remind me of me, except for I'm not swallowing, you know, like they eat them suckers. There's lots of food for them, and the deer, this is late December, and the deer's been harvested this week. Fat, really fat, and for this time of year, it's amazing how fat they are. Then I proceed over to pick up Mr. Matt. And he got a doe. He shot with his 45-70, but then he started bringing out the videos of what he saw. He was just so excited. It was like, I just didn't know deer grew that big. He was just enjoying himself seeing big bucks. So then after we get Mr. Matt, we head over, and Mr. Dan he's doing his job. Dan the making man, he got him another big old doe laid out. I would say that you made a neck shot on that one, Dan. I'm gonna let you get the bloody end.
Yeah, okay, it's all right.
He don't mess around. He don't want to mess no meat up, that's for sure. He put it on it with his 270 WSM.
Season 7 of Old School Outdoors is being brought to you by Homes for Troops. Season 7 of Old School Outdoors is being brought to you by Vintage Furniture, Orthopedic Specialists of Louisiana, Wide Open Outfitters, Belt Fed Apparel, Heat Wave, and by Homes for Troops.
Yeah, we're gonna go out a little early today. I'm gonna take a little candy corn, spread it out, see if we get something to come in early on us. We got set up now here on stand number 19, which is positioned here on one of the water holes. So we're gonna give it some time. We're gonna watch. I believe we're gonna get a big buck in here this evening. I just got a good feeling. We'll just wait and see. We haven't been sitting here quite 45 minutes. We already got a nice 8-point. Got a real nice 9-point that come in just a few minutes ago. Big body deer. He's just not quite what I'm looking for yet. It appears to be the rut is on because we've got several little does in here and all kind of bucks out chasing them. Well, it looks like the sun's going down out here on the Double G. We've had a lot of activity out here this evening. So we're gonna head in. And we're going to try it again in the morning.
That evening, after I looked at Matt's jumbo bucks he had, I said, well, I think I'll go to number 8. I'd like to put my eyes on one of these 2 deer, just kind of get a good opinion of him. And we saw some nice deer, but none of the jumbos came out. Got a lot of deer here. Got about 6 bucks. 5 doe, 5 bone. They're just milling all around. It was good. I was looking the whole time, just expecting at any minute they just going to show up, you know. And And I've hunted that stand many a times, and you're just sitting there, and out of nowhere, Mr. Big Boy will pop up, and you just see them horns coming over, and in my mind, I was ready. 45-70 was ready, but it didn't happen. But it was still a beautiful day. Went and picked up Mr. Dan. Look at that. another head. Next shot, head shots.
She really wanted to give me a whole lot of opportunities, so I had to kind of get her on as she was kind of half trotting, so. But we got it. 45-70 strikes again.
Give me 5, young man.
Yes, sir.
That's a nice, another big old healthy doe.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
And Mr. Matt, and they both been working, just some more doe harvest. We're checking them off the list. We got a bunch to go, folks. Follow me, we got a little walkabout. The music doesn't start till the big boy comes out, you know, boom, 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 boom. At 45-70, you better get ready.
I knew this was gonna be a good morning. Oh, that's exciting.
To book your next hunt at the Double G Ranch, contact Greg Hall at 318-987-9064 or visit him on the web for more info.